This week on CPTV, CPHS Spanish students immerse themselves in culture over spring break. Green Machine does their part to save the planet at CPHS. And Ben Land is on a search to find out how well you know our school community. CPTV is up next.
Last Friday, the CPTV football team got another good morning. This weekend, CPTV.
Welcome to CPTV.
Hi, I'm Peyton Belcher.
And I'm Eric Weeks.
Welcome to CPTV. Zach Jones will have your 5-day weather forecast, and John Lieber will bring us CP Sports highlights.
Here's what's happening at Crown Point High School.
Parents of seniors are invited to attend a parent information session hosted by the Guidance Department titled Finalizing Financial Aid tomorrow night at 6 p.m. in the LGI. Invested Indiana will be presenting on a number of topics regarding the best way to finance college, and the session will also be a chance for families who have not yet submitted their FAFSA to ask questions before the April 15th Indiana submission deadline. Spanish students traveled to Costa Rica over spring break with a desire to immerse themselves in the language and culture of the country. Students and teachers share experiences from this once-in-a-lifetime trip.
I would say my favorite part of the trip was watching kids that didn't know each other get to know each other on the trip, and watching their experience, because I've been to places like that before, but watching them experience it for the first time was probably one of my favorite parts. And as well as the activities that we did. Well, I've never done whitewater rafting and zip lining, and being like a hands-on type of activity, I think that made it more exciting.
Costa Rica was really good. I went to Spain last year and that was pretty neat, but I definitely liked Costa Rica better. I took more from it. I spoke a lot of Spanish. The teachers were great. Our tour guide was amazing. The city life and the life here in America was totally different.
My favorite part about the trip was being able to talk to all the locals and experiencing a different lifestyle, because all we did was we went to different parts of Costa Rica, and the lifestyle itself was just had so many different varieties. And if I could recommend it to other people, I definitely would, because it was the best time I've ever had.
Within the last few years, black cardboard boxes slowly popped up in classrooms throughout the school building. These bins were placed for the purpose of collecting plastic and aluminum items to recycle and are part of a student-faculty initiative known as Green Machine.
We meet Wednesdays after school, and that is the biggest day of kind of our club, where we pick up recycling. We have over 55 bins out in teachers' classrooms to collect plastic and aluminum recycling. We also collect pop tops, plastic caps, and now markers. We have different recycling programs that go along with them. Beyond just recycling, we're keeping a lot of plastics outside of the dumpsters that normally Crown Point High School would be throwing away. So that's kind of our main push.
Has technology hampered our ability to pay attention to the world around us, or have we simply learned to stop listening? In a quest to find out, CPTV's Ben Land interviewed underclassmen to see just how well they knew our school community.
After my 4 years here at Crown Point High School, there's still some questions I have that keep me up at night. So I decided to ask some underclassmen those questions. But what I asked them was fake. Can you direct me to the B-Wing?
Okay, so you're going to go out the front door and take a right.
Can you direct me to the B-Wing?
It's just over that way.
Can you direct me to the B-Wing?
No.
Can you direct me to the B-Wing?
That doesn't exist, does it?
Can you direct me to the B-Wing?
You go down the G-Wing and then you go into the pool.
P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Wasted.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Hi. Do you know how to get... Hello.
Finish this famous phrase. Your actions aren't just a reflection on you, but your family, your school, and...
Yourself. It reflects off yourself.
What?
Finish this famous phrase. Your actions are not just a reflection on you, but your family, your school, and...
Friends.
Finish this famous phrase. Your actions aren't just a reflection on you, but your family, your school, and...
Your fingers.
Those things are cool. Can I bring show and tell on Monday?
Finish this famous phrase. Your actions are not just a reflection on you, but your family, your school, and...
Your community? Is that it?
If my Chromebook is broken, where do I take it? The library or the Learning Commons?
I think you take it to the D-Wing.
If your Chromebook is broken, where do you take it? The library or the Learning Commons?
The library.
If my Chromebook is broken, where do I take it? The library or the Learning Commons?
The library.
What is the name of the bulldog in front of the school?
Jimmy.
Batman.
I wasn't aware it had a name.
What is the name of the bulldog in front of the school?
King Triton.
Who would you say is the better algebra teacher, Mr. Enright or Mr. Flewelling?
I don't have either of those teachers, but I like Flewelling as a name, so.
Mr. Flewelling.
Who would you say is the better algebra teacher, Mr. Enright or Mr. Flewelling?
Mr. Enright.
Who would you say is the better algebra teacher, Mr. Enright or Mr. Flewelling?
Neither.
Oh, that's not very nice.
After the football team's amazing 2017 season, do you think Coach Swan should remain as the varsity football coach?
I think so, yes.
After the football team's amazing 2017 season, do you think Coach Swan should remain as the varsity football coach?
Oh, yeah. They're going to go to, like, the championship, and they're going to win the championship. Yeah, they're going to win the championship.
Hey, zip it, kid.
How do you feel about the school thinking about putting all 600 seniors and their families in the auditorium for graduation?
I think that would be a good idea because I think it's big enough for everybody to be able to fit in, and it's large enough to where we can hear the echoes from the microphones while speaking.
Hello!
What do you think of the school board voting to get rid of all high school level math classes?
I am personally on board with this because math is very difficult and sometimes it's very hard to understand.
What do you think about the school board voting to get rid of all high school level math classes?
I think it's a great idea. I think they should get rid of, like, all the classes, and there should be no school, because then everybody will be equally as educated.
Math is a really cool thing.
How do you feel about the students at CPTV now receiving a salary since we're airing commercials?
I think that's great. You guys put out a lot of good content and it's very entertaining to watch.
What do you feel about the students at CPTV now receiving a salary since we're airing commercials?
I think it's great. It's like amazing thing to do.
What do you think about the students at CPTV now getting a salary since we're airing commercials?
Are the commercials good?
Dude. Hey, quit screwing around. We are here to do a job.
Well, after my 4 years, it appears that there are some questions I have that are just going to remain unanswered. For CPTV, I'm Ben Land.
After the torrential rains and flooding that caused anguish in the region back in February, many businesses, like the Valparaiso Food Pantry, were left picking up the pieces. This past Saturday, the Lowell American Legion hosted a charity food drive concert to benefit the Valpo Food Pantry.
Well, the event that is being held here at the American Legion is Rock for Hunger, which is kind of against itself because it's supposed to add to the food bank by hosting a food drive through rock bands being held, which is also the exact premise of the Hunger Strike Music Festival held on June 1st in Crown Point that we will also be playing at along with 3 other local bands. And charity is a very large part of my life, so when I was approached by Alex with this, I said yes immediately and was ready to play again.
Before you start a new band, it can be very nerve-wracking because you're performing with new people. You have to see how you work well together, but this group has gotten together so well, and it's so much fun to practice together because we all have different inputs that make the songs even better.
The CPHS Land Club was named overall state champion at the 65th Annual Indiana Junior Classical League State Convention at Indiana University. The club received 28 individual first-place awards and won 149 awards with top 5 placings. The club now prepares to compete at the National Junior Classical League Convention in mid-July at Miami University.
Student Council will host their annual dance marathon to benefit Lurie Children's Hospital of Chicago on Friday, May 4th from 4 to 9 p.m. at CPHS. Teachers can set out a donation jar in their classroom, or students can give money directly to Student Council. You can also visit Culver's on Thursday or Panda Express a week from today and mention the CPHS Dance Marathon. Welcome to January 74th. It feels like winter never left as we came to school on Monday with snow on the ground. Was this winter's last hurrah? Here with your 5-day weather forecast is CPTV's Zach Jones.
With a mixture of snow and rain these past few weeks, the storm should start to push down into the south. But before we get into the long-range forecast, let's take a look at what you can expect for the rest of the day. By noon, the temps will make their ways up into the 50s with some partly cloudy skies. We'll see the high of the day by 3 o'clock at 59 degrees. And at 6, the temps will steady out at 54 degrees with a small chance of some showers. For your 5-day forecast, tomorrow, the temps will pick up for the rest of the week with partly sunny skies and a high of 67. Friday, we'll see the warmest temps of the week with a high in the low 70s with a slight chance of some thunderstorms forming in the evening. Looking into the weekend, the temps will start to dip back down again with highs in the mid-50s and 40s along with some rain and snow showers. Coming back to school on Monday, you can expect the temps to stay around the upper 30s with a high of 40 with some mostly cloudy skies. So a pretty gloomy weekend ahead of us, but hopefully the skies will clear up by next week. That's your 5-day forecast. Have a great week.
The Purdue Glee Club will be joining our CPHS Chorale in concert in the auditorium on Friday, April 20th. Tickets are now on sale online. Simply visit the CPHS Theater homepage. Spring sports are off to a slow start, with all sports suffering numerous cancellations due to cold temps, rain, or snow. The baseball team did manage to sneak off to Lafayette Jeff over the weekend for a doubleheader, though. Here with your CP Sports highlights is CPTV's John Lieber.
Saturday, the baseball team traveled to Lafayette Jefferson for an early season doubleheader. The Dogs came out swinging. Senior Jake DeFries went 4 for 4 with 2 doubles and 3 runs. Senior Ben Frederick, junior Josh Lindeman, and sophomore Christian Mojica collected 2 hits each for the Dogs, culminating in a 13-1 win. In the second game, DeFries continued the hot streak, going 3 for 3 with another double and a triple. Frederick collected 3 RBIs while hitting a 2-run home run to left. Sophomore Gene Kalarick started on the mound for the Dogs, going 4 innings while surrendering 1 hit, no runs, and striking out 8. The Dogs took Game 2 9-0 to sweep Lafayette Jefferson. The team's next game is home tonight versus Lake Central. Hopefully we have more to report next week as we have warmer weather and lots of makeup games in the next few days. That's it for sports.
Before we go, CPTV is giving away 2 free tickets to the Echo Smith concert this Friday at Metro in Chicago. The 10th person to see Mr. Barber outside the CPTV studio will win those tickets. That's all for today's show.
Remember, you can visit all of our past episodes on cptvmedia.com.
You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at CPTV News and on Twitter at CPTV Media.
For Zach Jones, John Lieber, and all of us here at CPTV, I'm Eric Weeks.
And I'm Peyton Belcher.
We'll see you next time.
Take care.